Yo, welcome back to Hunt Recovery, where we just don't look for recovery, we hunt for it, no matter how close, no matter how far, no matter about nothing, we gonna go find that joint. Now, today, I want to talk about, sorry y'all, anger and recovery. And you probably like, what do you mean anger and recovery? And I'm talking about, like, I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I have found myself getting very angry, very quick, like the drop of the dime, bro. It's just, been crazy for me to experience, and for my kids and for my family. And they're like, what is wrong with you? Like, lost your mind. You ain't never angry. You're usually a nice person. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, so I want to explore that, you know what I'm saying? That whole thing, like, why? You know what I mean? Why it's been popping off the way it's been popping off, you know? And this is the real thing, guys, You got to understand one thing. When we was out there doing our thing, we had a lot of crutches to make us feel better. You ever heard that saying where you was like, "Oh, man, this person then made me mad, bro. I need to go get me a drink." You know what I'm saying? Before I kill somebody, I just need to calm down, or I need to smoke me some marijuana, or whatever. Or I gotta go, hit this because this is just, you know what I'm saying? Because the endorphins, when you do that drug, that alcohol, whatever, you know what I'm saying, it is, people with food addiction, when you eat that food, or whatever your addiction is, guys, it sets off endorphins in your brain that makes you feel better. You know what I mean? It's like, it sets it off like, yeah, now I feel better. I'm calm now. You know what I'm saying? And right now, guys, we don't have that that crutch anymore. We don't have those endorphins. We don't have that, you know what I'm saying, that thing where, oh, I'm just gonna go get high, I'm just gonna go get a drink, I'm just gonna go do this, I'm just gonna go do that to make me feel better. So we're out here, and this is the thing, guys. We have to learn how to deal with our emotions by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, and it's crazy because it's something that we have to learn. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, like, we have to, and this is a thing. I'm still getting used to dealing with all of my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Especially anger. You know, and I got some reasons. And then number two, I don't have any way. That's why I was just explaining. But number three, I'm still learning how to express my anger in a positive way. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to still learn how to express my feelings, my anger in a positive way. So that being said, guys, so what do you think we should do to express our anger in a positive way? You know what I mean? And this is a good question, because you know what? Like I said, at the end of the day, we're still trying to figure this out. This is still new to us. Like I said, I gave you an example, like I'm driving or whatever, and then somebody cuts me off. You know what I'm saying? While I'm door dashing or doing whatever I'm doing, I start to yelling, start to screaming, and, hold my horn, just honk it, you know what I'm saying? And it's road rage, which for one is very, very, very dangerous, because you don't never know what that person got in their car, which I'm not scared. You already know, you know what I'm saying? I'm a thug for real. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the point. It don't matter how tough you are or how strong you think you are, guess what? You can get got. And that's one thing that people need to, really understand, that you can always get got no matter what. Getting got is getting got, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You don't know, you think they all right, and then they pull that Colt 45, that 45, that Desert Eagle or whatever. You know what I'm saying, out from under that seat, and you just, you know what I'm saying, you're shitting bricks, because you don't know what to expect. You weren't expecting, and next thing you know, your life is gone. So anger itself is very dangerous because that ain't even just about road rage, guys. You could be getting angry at somebody else and you don't know what they going through. You know what I'm saying? Or how they feeling, and then you might just been that person that just pushed them to the edge. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm done. I'm done today. I'm done today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Push them to the edge. Well, they just like, you know what? I'm about to just get this. I'm about to get this person. I don't even care no more. I ain't got nothing else to lose. You know what I'm saying? And bam, you're dead. You're gone. You're out of there. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, you're up in the heaven somewhere. And that's the thing it is and how it is. So we have to be very careful with our anger, especially when we put our anger to somebody else, towards somebody else. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you don't know who they are, what they about. You know what I'm saying? And why go through all that, all that stuff we went through in addiction, just to get in recovery, just to get our head blown off. Because, you know what I'm saying, we couldn't control our anger. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't control our anger, guys. So let's get that back there and get back back to figuring out how we can, deal with it, And like I said, my thing is, what I try to do is stop and think about, what am I actually angry about? You know what I mean? That's for one. What am I actually angry about? And for two, and is it worth me getting angry about? You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of things in life, guys, you like, I'm angry because this guy, cut me off. But let's sit back and think, was you in the wrong? Was it your turn to turn, or was it their turn? Well, you know what I'm saying? Did you have your blinker on, or you just turning? You know what I'm saying? Did they have their blinker on and you just didn't see it, or what? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of scenario goes in life where you like, well, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just not about to have that stuff today. Not today. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, there's a lot of stuff that could be going on that you miss. You know what I'm saying? So you got to sit back and you got to think, what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? That's number one. You know what I'm saying? And number two is see what you can do to make the situation better. You know what I'm saying? Let's say it's a turning situation. What can you do to make the situation better? Let it go. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? Just let it go. You didn't get hurt. They didn't get hurt. Your car's all right. Might have been a close call. And you like, oh, what the heck? But at the end of the day, you're all right. Your car's all right. So just what? Let it go. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do to make it better. Do what you can do to make it worse. You just start honking your horn, throwing your things, and then they get all angry, then you get all angry, and then boom. The situation has got out of control, people. You know what I'm saying? It got out of control. So you're like, what the heck, guys? You know what I'm saying? And that's just in that simple scenario. There's more, scenarios, or especially with you and your partner ain't arguing, or your kids do something to make you mad, and you like, you know what? Is it really that deep? Or what can I do, you know what I'm saying, to change the scenario? All right, well, whatever we're arguing about, I'm not going to do that again or whatever. And I had to learn that the hard way too. And I'm still learning that, you know what I mean? Because like I said before, I just used, drugs, alcohol, crutch, I didn't really get mad about shit because I didn't really care about nothing, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I was too messed up to even worry about anything. Or I was in my own little world. Well, doing my own little thing, but boom, I didn't really care because I wasn't paying attention. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it was. So, but now it's a little different. Like I said. So, and number three is let's just see what we can do. Like I said, you know what I mean? And number three too, though, let's just take a breath. Let's take a breath. And I still know this sounds very cliche, guys, and it's very in you like, bro, you know what? Forget all this stuff, this dumb. I just want to punch somebody's head off. You know what I'm saying? And you are going to feel like that. Honestly, you are. I just felt like it many a times, bro. Like, it gets to that point, but we need to just take a breath, count to three. And like I said, main point is figure out what is making us angry. Because when you figure that out, you can figure out a solution. You know what I mean? And if you just flip off, guess what? You're not going to be able to figure out the reason why you're upset. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you really come down to it and you really think about it. You're like, man, I was really upset about that. You know, because anger is a very, very strong emotion and it can get you to so much trouble. You know what I mean? In that factor. You know what I mean? Because you don't stop to think. So let's stop. Let's think. Let's calm down. And if your reaction was, you know what I'm saying, was the right reaction, then, you know, it is what it is. But at least you sat down and you thought about it. You know what I'm saying? At the same time. Because like I said, 9 times out of 10, the reaction you given is not the reaction that was for that level of whatever happened. You know what I mean? You should have went like 3 and you want 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that shit just only cost for 3. You know what I'm saying? But you cost for 20. And let's be honest, guys, like, you know, and most times, and this is the real honest part about the situation, most times that, like, you know, I feel like I've been getting angry is because, like, I done had, you know, I'm still fighting the battle that I'm going to be fighting for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting angry because I got cravings, or I'm getting angry because I just woke up for a amusing dream, or you know what I'm saying, so it made me have a bad day all day because you like, you know, because in the back of my mind I'm still fighting the fact that, okay, I want to get a drink, or I want to go, you know what I'm saying, go get high or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth of the matter is. So half the time when I'm getting angry about something, it's not even about what I'm getting angry it's about. It's about that I'm still dealing with all this stuff from, you know what I'm saying, being, you know what I'm saying, not being an addiction no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still fighting myself. So instead of being honest with myself and be like, you know what, bro, you just got some cravings, so you want to use. So like, you know what I'm saying, you just taking it out on this person or this situation, and that's not how it really is. You know what I'm saying? So let's just be honest with yourself and honest about the situation. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, that's what it's about. Because we're still learning. You know what I mean? To deal with that stuff. So the best way to learn and our best go-to is, I'm just going to get angry at everybody and everything. You know what I'm saying? So once we learn that, we can more control that, guys. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. But like I said, yep, that's all I wanted to, you know, talk about today is the anger and recovery. Because anger and recovery is, like I said, it's something else. It's real. You know what I mean? It's not going to be all, you know, rainbows and motherfucking cupcakes. You know what I'm saying? You be going through some things that now I have. So I just wanted to bring it up to you guys and maybe try to give you guys some pointers. You know what I'm saying? Something that, you know, that I'm trying out right now, and maybe I can help you guys out. You already know. You know how I do. I bring every situation, you guys, because if I go through it, I'm bringing it to you guys because I know one thing, you're probably going through it too. You know what I mean? We usually go through the same scenarios, you know. But anyway, I love you guys. I'm about to get off here. I got to take these kids over here, do this, do that. And you know what I'm saying? Handle business. But I love y'all. And you already know what I always say. I'm super sorry. Proud of you. I'm proud of all y'all. Especially y'all that's trying to learn how to control your anger. I'm out. I love y'all. Peace.